Without further ado, this is a tour of my van. Thank you guys for joining once again. I'm Bobby, aka Mudmouth, and let's get this thing started. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and then we'll go into details about the van. I'm Bobby, I'm 34. I've been doing van life on and off for the past... Anyways, before these rude douchebags drove by. The first time I did it was actually in the same van, but I had some transmission problems. Really wasn't all that bad. Come to find out, it was the transmission filter. It just was so dirty and so clogged, it had never been changed before, that it just needed to be replaced. So I replaced it, and here we are, almost a complete year later. I'm straight edge. I never drank, I never smoked, I never done anything in my entire life. So for me as a van lifer, it's very different because most van lifers I see drink or do something. I'm not judging, it's just not for me. I want to see this world as it is for what it is, the beauty and the ugly. That's about it. You'll learn about me later on, but this isn't about me today. This is about the van. I drive a 1994 Dodge Ram B250. It's a monster, it's a tank. I got it from an old couple out in Ambrose, Georgia for about 2,000 bucks. I'm gonna say I have about $5,000 in it, plus the 2,000 I bought it for. And that's, 5,000 is not the number I have in it now, that's just in the past 2 to 3 years. The van was used as a tour van for me and my old band Square Up. So it's seen some days, and the couple that had it before me, they traveled all around the country. I think they may have been van lifers too, but I know they were between Georgia and New York all the time. And I think they said it made a trip to California in this thing. So yeah, it's seen some miles. It's got over 240,000 miles on it. But it's still holding up, still beasting like a champ. I'm gonna stop rambling. We are going to get into the details about this bad boy. This is my van, KeaVAnu Reeves. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan, and I felt like this was the most appropriate name for it. Enough of jabbering. Let's see the inside of this bad boy. I realized that I said we were gonna do the inside of this, but let's take a look on the outside of this first. I think that tells more of a story than most of the inside, because I can do that by myself. This right here, I hit a deer. I haven't had a headlight in like 3 months, and I've blown through 3 bulbs so far. I decided to make this as a temporary thing, and it's been working since then. A friend of mine owes me some money, so they're supposed to actually give me a new headlight. But as you can see, it's not the worst thing I've done. It's still ugly. It worked, gosh darn it. And over here, I wasn't paying attention. I was somewhere in Warner Robins, Georgia, and I hit a mailbox, and I was not paying attention at all, and destroyed that headlight. And that's Mr. Roxas. Roxas is following me everywhere. It's a warm day. Got all the fans on, so we'll see how well this turns out. Now let's take you on the inside of this thing. Welcome to the inside of my van. This is Roxas. And that's Edgar. They want to come out. They've been out all day today, so I am going to leave them there. As you can see, I did the panels and all wood, cut out everything. All this was done by handsaw and just one power drill, so these shapes were not easy to get. As you can see down there towards the bottom, all that was not easy to make. That was all done by hand. I would leave the door open, but my dogs are going to try to run and get out. So I got hooks and hangers for jackets and stuff, whatnot, when you first come in. It's useful, but this is not the way I originally had it set up. I originally had the curtain up here to block off all that, which was kind of a dumb idea, but at the same time, it worked. But I didn't have enough room to put all my stuff up there. But speaking up here, I have immediate tools like my power drill, screws, bungee cords, whatever I might need immediately. Just my towel drying, I meant to hang that up. Cookingware, I got my pots, pans. I was at the gym, so I just threw my everyday bag or my traveling bag up there just to get out of the way. Trash bags, I don't even know what's in that bin, it's been a while. And over here is all my camera equipment for the most part. Stuff that is just bulky and in the way, like tripod, camera bag, some lighting gear, actually musical equipment like guitar cords and everything are up there. That's it for the top storage. This is the driver's seat, this is my seat. I kind of made a design error in this, and I was not paying attention when I put this wall up here, and I have just enough room for me in this to sit straight up, which is great for posture, but not great for driving hours and hours on end. But hopefully I can get that redesigned and handled later on down the road, but for now I'm done. It took me about 4 months to do this build because I took my time. I actually designed things and measured things out the correct way, as opposed to the first time I did it. There was no plan at all. I just threw stuff in here and made it happen. But moving on, my driving station stereo, which just crapped out on me out of nowhere. I have power issues in this thing. If it's something I didn't wire up, I have no idea how it's done or how it's wired. Especially like this, my starter is not messed up. My ignition is, and I'll show you real quick. Sometimes it catches, sometimes it won't. But I can put it in, everything's on, and won't start no matter what I do. So I had to push start it. But yeah, sometimes I have to push start my van to get it to go. Sometimes that works. It does whatever it wants. To replace my stereo system, I just have this cheap USB speaker system I plug my phone into. Anybody can plug their phone into. It's powered by the 120 watt power inverter, which is connected right there. These are Cheez-Its. I forgot to clean that part of the van last night, but that's the least of my worries. I got a candle because I have this big guy who stinks, and I love him to death, but he stinks. My souvenir spoons, keys to my storage unit, one of my plugs. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. I decided this go around that I'm going to collect one little object from each state I go in. So this year, so far, I have Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. Hopefully this whole dash will be filled up with just stuff from every state within, hopefully, the next couple of months. This is Roxas' seat. It's kind of gross. There's stains and rips all over it where he just sits there and chews and gnaws because he's a gross dog. But this is the top of the van. I keep a body cam just to record everything that's going on out there. Back to the living area. Dining room slash bedroom and kitchen. This is all my toiletries, my medications, my toothbrush, anything that you can find in your typical kitchen and bathroom, it will be up there. This is all my shower stuff. I keep shampoos, conditioner, my brush, all the smell good stuff to make me not smell like a complete butthole. Right there, this is kind of like my kitchen. This is like my refrigerator hang up stuff, like cold places I've been. This is a photo of me and my buddies when I was on tour in Canada. Those were some good days. But Disney, this is just stuff I've done this year. I know it says December 25th, but that's pretty much the day I got in the van. This is my toothbrush carrier thing. I just kind of rigged something up there. This is my water setup. I know people make fun of this all the time. I thoroughly enjoy it just because what's the point of having two when that puts out the same thing? I don't have a hot water heater in here, so I didn't really see the point of putting an actual sink in here. I kind of just made that out of a plastic bowl. I was gonna do a metal bowl, but I don't know why. It just seemed like too much work to me. But yeah, everything's functionable. You need water, you turn it on. My water pump's actually behind this. Designing this, that was one thing I didn't think out too well just because it's really hard to reach and get to. So you got your paper towels, your paper towel holders, your stove, which I rarely use. I don't really cook. I've been a cook for pretty much 15 years of my life, probably a little bit more, can't remember, but there's a reason why I don't cook, so I do stuff like this. This is last night's dinner. sitting on the table, which needs to be thrown out or given to the dogs. So we got some drawers. This is where I keep all my writing stuff and just odds and ends. All my electrical stuff, my chargers, notepads, and really just electrical stuff. There's vape juice in here. I don't vape. I think that's weird. It shouldn't be done. It's not healthy for you. This is where I keep my paper plates, my knives, anything cooking wise will go in there, and plastic forks and spoons, cups, all the kitchen stuff. I got glassware, probably shouldn't be in there. But this drawer itself actually was in the original design of the van, but it used to be over there on that side. And that's kind of like the only thing I kept in here that was a throwback to the old setup. Yes, sleeping bag goes there. Roxas's food goes right there. Cleaning supplies and everything's over there in the corner. And I just keep it all together with a cargo net. Got a heater for the winter time, which I live in Georgia, so this is pretty much pointless. I mean, it has come in handy probably about 2 or 3 nights this whole winter, but it's February and right now it is 80 degrees, so there's really no point for me to keep this in there, but it's in here just in case until at least March. And once March hits, I put it in my storage unit and then we get rid of it. And right here, I built this so I can store like towels, shoes. Oh wow, I need to clean over there. Thing I need immediately to clean up, because 2 dogs and a clumsy human being, you'll have messes and you need as much storage as you possibly can. This is my walk-in mat, trash can. This is nifty and this is handy. Actually, my old roommate, before I moved out, had that left in his desk, and it's just a plastic bag holder. You're always going to need plastic bags, it seems, especially in everyday life, it seems. And this is just an odds and ends cabinet. I have my sun visor, my vacuum cleaner, propane tanks, a keyboard, which I don't remember why I have that there. Oh, speaking of sun visor, going back to this, I meant to show this in the beginning. If I need to block out sun or just need privacy in the front window, I just drop that down and I can move it out of the way, stuff it up there behind the window visor. Going back to the living area, kitchen. This is my refrigerator. I never keep it on. There's really nothing in there. Actually, there's nothing in here at all. But it works, it's functionable, but I don't need to waste power on stuff that is not really necessary. But yeah, these stickers right here, I love these. There's this restaurant in Orlando, Florida, obviously called Super Saiyan. It's a Dragon Ball Z based pho ramen fusion, which I love so much. So another one of my camera setups, when this one dies and have nothing better to shoot on, this is one of my charge stations for all my batteries and anything that needs to be accessible. Plug everything here, like phone chargers, battery chargers. I got my TV set up, Bluetooth speaker right here, all my DVD collections. And oh, another cool thing from Super Saiyan is these little Dragon Balls. They have a machine that's just, it's like a gumball machine, but you buy a token and you get one of these. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I'm a big, like I said, big Keanu Reeves fan, so I gotta have the John Wick series immediately. I'm a Mickey Mouse fan. I'm always in Orlando. Another Kingdom Hearts thing. And it's Roxas, which the character I named my dog after. Remote to the Bluetooth TV. This is my studio interface, my microphone for when I do record a podcast, music, anything like that that needs video voiceover. That's what that's for. This is a pull-out drawer, which it's broken already. That was my fault. I designed it wrong. This is where I keep all my camera batteries, my laptop, my PlayStation 4, and all my accessories. This right here is where I normally set my camera, both my cameras, so they're not flopping around all over the place. More chargers, camera equipment, light bulb I was using for lighting. my headphones for recording, and a bunch of other camera stuff from when I was recording just on my iPhone, but I kind of gave up on that because I wanted a little bit more. This is a drawer for clothes, shirts mainly. I have too many clothes for a van lifer. I need to go back and fix this and that. Down here, I actually have curtains for the front, which I need to put back up. Music gear, cables, a fanny pack, my clothes, my pants, shorts, gloves, anything clothes-wise I don't really use right away. More storage for clothes. This is my main storage for clothes. Shirts mainly, boxers, socks, some other stuff. This is kind of like my closet area slash all my cables and whatnot because, hey buddy, all my plug-in stuff back there, kind of a mess, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get a good shot of that, but it's an extension cord that goes from there. Extension cord goes to this cord right here, where this is something my brother made for me and all of my siblings. It's our grandparents and our mom and our uncle. I love it. I appreciate that. Shout out to my brother. Also, you'll probably see up here a bunch of rope lights for ambiance late at night, and it accentuates the Japanese imperial flag. This is where I actually shoot a lot of my videos, is right here in this area. And this is my bed. We'll get to that in a second. I have 2 different battery monitors. I feel like it's kind of pointless. For me, this one's the best one because I'm dumb. And I don't know how to read this sometimes, and I think I got that one hooked up wrong. But this one's cool. It tells you how much electricity you're using, wattage, and then amperage, and then kilowatts. I'm not really too familiar with that. I have it just in case. But I like to use this one because it's the layman's version, because I'm simple and stupid. Got the van off, so I'm at 12.2, so we're doing pretty good. And this is how I turn on the interior lights. And one last thing before we get to the battery thing. If anybody has any suggestions or any knowledge on how to connect a standard wall outlet like this to a battery bank, please let me know. Comment below. Alright, Edgar, you're gonna hate me, but we gotta lift up the bed. Moving on to the bed. It's very easy. It's a couch futon bed I got out of an RV. A friend of mine traded this for the old couch bed that was in here. I never used it because I had a memory foam mattress before, and I switched to this. Come here, buddy. Come on. Sit down. It's very simple to make this thing into a bed. You just lift up, fold out, and that's it. You have your bed. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. I'm actually probably about to switch this up to something a little bit better, but for now, in the past 2 months, it's gotten the job done. I'm not complaining. I just wish there was something a little bit more comfortable. And moving on to the battery bank, it's a mess under here. I have a 4 battery bank system. It's lead flooded. I know like I'm gonna catch flack for that because you're not supposed to really keep these inside your van. You're supposed to keep it in a well ventilated area because these produce toxic gases. Well, before anybody starts bitching and starts complaining, I have a vent leading to the outside under here. So don't worry, I'm okay, and I'm not gonna die in here, I promise. So I just have these in parallel instead of series, and I'm just on a 12-volt setup, so I can just run this simple 12-volt inverter, which I have 2 of them, and I'll explain why I have 2 of them. This inverter right here is a 2,000 watt continuous, 4,000 watt peak, and that runs all my just basic electronics that aren't power sensitive, that don't have any type of regulator on it. So that runs everything except for my PS4, which I have on a separate inverter. And the reason why I have that is because a PS4 needs so much amperage to start. It does not like this because this already starts out at a low amperage, and it doesn't like to give any more than what the manufacturer has designed it to put out. So this one's, I can't remember how many amps that actually puts out, but it puts out way more than that. So that's why I have to connect that to run the PS4 or any type of power sensitive object in order to make it run off of my 12 volt battery system. I have a battery charger. When I'm parked, I plug in and I keep it. This is also just storage for my skateboard. I normally don't carry this because I don't like the hassle of having to explain to, if I did get pulled over, to explain to cops or anybody why I have this in my van. I was shooting the other day and that's the only reason why that's here. That's normally in a storage unit or at the shop I work at. But we have tools, just in case anything breaks down or I have to work on anything on the inside. Got a jack, got my saw that I worked on everything on the inside. Roof replacement just in case I do have to fill in any gaps, any holes, because I randomly had 2 leaks. But back there is a breaker box, which all that goes to the outside power, which is connected back there, which is kind of a hassle to get to when I do have to plug into shore power, whatever it's called. And that just runs the battery charger. If I want to hook up anything to it, I can, but it's just a hassle to unplug everything. All right, I think there's just like 2 more things I need to show you about this van, and we're going to conclude this and wrap this video up. Up here, my protection, shooting gear, knives and whatnot. Anything that's important, like my passport, birth certificate, anything I might possibly need that's super important stays up there so I know where it's at right away. I need to put a lock on this thing. If I do get robbed, it's not going to be as hard for them to break in. But I really hope they wouldn't, because I always carry one of these bad boys on me. Always, as a van lifer, carry something with you to have some type of protection, because people are crazy. It's a messed up world. People are just doing stupid things all the time. I think this is the last thing I just need to show you. I forgot to show you in the kitchen area, but this is my pantry. It's full of just junk food right now, like crullers, Pocky, pepperonis for the dogs because they like it, pet snacks. This cabinet's full of, got that. You can see that. This one's just full of just snacks, junk food, canned foods. I don't really keep much in there. Ramen that I'll never eat because I hate this store-bought bull crap. But that's it. That should be it. I'm gonna take you on the top of the van and that should be the end of the video. All right, so this is the last part of the video. And I'm gonna take you on top of the van and show you what's going on up there. This ladder actually is probably the most sturdy ladder I've ever been on in any van. Most vans, ladders usually fall apart within like the first 5 to 6 years. Moving on. All right, what we got here is my Mac air fans. I got two of the same 10-speed models. I forgot what the number of them are. I got them from Amazon. That's probably going to be your best bet to get those for dirt cheap. I had cheap solar panels up here, as you can see the outline of them. I just ordered some more because I hated those and I pretty much gave those away. And I got those from Harbor Freight. Another Max Air fan. Seen better days. So right now I'm able to walk on top of my roof, but not for long, since I'm about to put solar right here to hide it up under that. Or not hide it, but it's gonna be tucked under that. So yeah, that pretty much is it for the van tour. I'm vlogging in the process of this, so this will probably be part of another video as well, but that's it. That's my home. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm glad that I actually got this video out of the way. And hopefully you liked what I did. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm Mudmouth. Thanks for watching.